So welcome back to the channel. Talking a little bit silent because we're in a wildlife rich area here, and it's been years since the last time I've been here. I'll talk a little bit further about that experience later on, but yeah, we're just hoping to catch some wildlife. This is the first trip without the 150 to 400 Pro, the white beast, but I still have my 300mm f4, which I hope to use. But as you can see, there is a very nice layer of fog in this area, and it's only in this particular field here, so we're trying to walk around it, get the sun behind us. But I already took a couple of snapshots here of a dead tree and a very funny shaped tree. I will definitely remember this side for if there is more fog around, because there's definitely potential here. But it's yeah, an amazing area, so I'm quickly gonna walk over to my friend Walter. He's walking around here somewhere, so he's doing the scouting and I'm just coming behind it, taking pictures. So this is actually why I hate prime photography. You know, it's just not my thing, but just look at that beautiful tree there on the horizon with the 300mm. I'm absolutely unable to photograph it, so switched to the 40 to 150 for a second, took a shot over there, and now I'm gonna see where my friend Walter is. He's totally out of sight, so I have no idea, but at least I got a shot of a foggy tree. So yeah, what a morning. So the fog is clearing quite rapidly here at the moment, and I actually still haven't found my friend Walter. I don't know where he walked, but no idea. But I want to tell you about the last time I was in this area. This area is called the Vallaret, and I think it's about 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, that I was here. And I took a different entrance, and it was about 15 minutes before sunrise. So I actually walked into the park, and while I was in for about 5 minutes, an engine turned on with some big lights, and a big Land Rover drove towards me. So I was like, oh, what's this? But it was someone from forest maintenance, and yeah, he got out of the vehicle and he told me, do you know you're too early? You're only allowed to get in here from sunrise until sunset. So I said to him, well, I thought those 15-20 minutes wouldn't be a problem. And then he said, well, you are disturbing the silence here. So me with my big mouth, I told him, well, I think you're disturbing the silence more with your big Land Rover than I am walking here. And this guy looked at me and he thought, well, smart ass. And he got his book out of his pocket. 104 euros fine. And that was the last time that I was here. So he probably still remembers me if he sees me, I think. But yeah, me with my big mouth, should have kept it shut. But today is a new attempt, a new day. It's a long time ago, so yeah, let's see if we can make some good content here. So I spotted a couple of red deer underneath that tree that's in that field there. So I'm I'm gonna try to get an image of it. It's the opposite side of the sunrise, but I think it's too far away for this 300mm. So I should have done this earlier while I had the 150 to 400, but this is not a reason why I want it back, you know. I want that thing back. Who knows, maybe I'll get it back one. I'll go and try to see if I can at least get the tree with the two deers in it. So let's see, I'm gonna try here. So I actually managed to find a nice shot here. As you can see at the end here, there is a real nice tree with a dark background, and if you watch this channel regular, then you know that this is the thing that I like to search for on those early mornings, and the light is exactly behind it, so you get a beautiful golden atmosphere in this image. And when you're staying high enough, you can keep this tree in front of this dark background, so you get a lot of atmosphere in the image. So I'm actually quite pleased with that shot, but I'm still after those red deer here. I'm trying to find an angle with where I can get one deer in the shot. There's one actually standing a little bit to the right, which I can't include in the shot, which is actually quite a shame. But I will get there eventually, so still walking on a little bit by bit. Hopefully this is going to be the right spot, so let's have a look here. They're actually right in this field. But the problem is I'm walking down at the moment, so I can't get that separation of that tree, so that's quite a shame, but yeah. Could stand on that bench there, maybe. I'm gonna have a try. If it works out, you will see the shot. So I've decided to drop the 300mm for a couple of minutes. It's razor sharp, but I just can't stand prime photography, you know. It's so difficult, especially when you have a scene like this, which actually is quite nice, but you just can't zoom enough to make it a nice picture. So I'm gonna take the 100 to 400, which isn't as sharp as the 300mm, but it does give me that flexibility for this shot. So I walked a little bit too far, because now there's no separation with that tree and those clouds, and I don't fancy those clouds in my shot. So I'll walk back a little bit. I've noticed that I'm actually totally not interested in getting close-up shots and getting so close to these deer. I'm just interested in the deer in the landscape. Now my perception has changed over the years. So I think right about here was a very nice spot. Maybe the bench here, a little bit higher. Yeah, this is it. This is the right spot. So I'll put you down for a minute. Relax, relax. So let's see what we can do with this beast. Well, I think that's quite okay. It's not what I had in mind, but I will settle for this. And now, oh, look at that tree and that light over there. The tree that I shot earlier. Whew, that looks good. I'm actually gonna stand on this bench. It's slippery as shit, but I have to take this shot. This is just one of these mornings that you're in an area that's not as known as where you're usually coming, but you just understand that you have to remember stuff, you know, like right over here. There's a beautiful dead tree here in the middle of this field, and I just watched photo pills that the sunset is directly behind this tree. So what I usually do is just take a couple of images just to remember those spots and remember those trees. I think this one actually looks pretty nice, and there's another one on the right, so there's a possibility of including two of those trees. But right now there's some nice clouds behind it, but it's not the best light anymore. But this is the shot. I cropped it pretty tight, but I hope you can still see what the potential is. But yeah, it's always nice to look for these things on a morning like this, where it's quite difficult to find compositions. There's a female red deer that was looking at me right over there, but I think there were more, three, maybe a young deer, young red deer with it. Took 3 shots, 4 maybe, and then it walked off into the woods. Not the best composition, but at least something. It was looking straight at me, and I actually don't really like those shots myself. I always like it when they look a little bit past me. Somehow I always find that more attractive, but at least it was a deer, pretty close, but difficult area. So we're crossing a different field here, a couple of Highlanders, cows with big horns over here, which look pretty nice, but these two particulars have 2 calves with them, small ones, so it looks pretty nice, you know, not the best light, the sun is behind a cloud, so we moved to a different field than we were earlier, and hopefully you can see it in the back that the sunlight is returning to the scene, so hopefully we can still catch a bit of nice sunlight over here. So this is the end of today's video. It didn't go perfectly as I hoped it would be, but at least I had a bit of light, saw a couple of deer, and I visited an area that I don't come that much, with definitely some potential. And as you can see now, it's starting to rain. And there's some heavy rain predicted, so it's not going to be any better today, unfortunately. So I'm going back home, and hopefully on the next trip we'll have some more success. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you will join me again on the next video. So if you didn't already, please subscribe to the channel. There is a subscribe button underneath here, and please leave a comment and push that thumbs up button. You will massively help this channel. So hope to see you on the next one. I'm going into the car because it's starting to rain pretty heavy now. See you next time. Bye bye.